Hey folks, welcome back to Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. So, tonight we are going to talk about, is it all worth it? Is it all worth it, Livingston man? What do you guys think out there? Is all of this prepping stuff, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Let's talk about it tonight.
Like and subscribe, everybody. It's called a bell icon.
Smash it. Smash it. YouTube's been messing with the bell icons. They've been messing with a lot of channels lately.
I don't even get them.
So, that
Perfectly
being
natural.
Said, hashtag Operation Pocketbook. Saying.
They want to mess with us, we'll mess with them back.
Halloween.
It's good to see you back in the studio again.
Baby,
Try the second time around.
All right. Let's do it. It's nice to...
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's so nice to have the family together.
That remote stuff, that was too much like some pandemic.
Yeah, man, did not like it.
Cool.
Did not like it. All right, so in the chat, William Alexander, what's going on? Prepping Survival in the house. Warlock, K. Paul, S. Ribkin in the house. Hunterin, what's happening? Noodlehead in the house. SRD, what up, my brother? Northern Prepper 1, what's going on? Prepping Mantis, Gizmo, Vincent Boogaloo. Travis, what's happening, my brother? How are you?
We have got 13 people.
The Travis Medic has an EMR course going on in January? GMR. EMR is the Emergency Medical Responder course. If you guys need to learn about medicine, if you don't have a medic in your tribe, maybe it's your job to be the medic. So go get all the training you can. StrategicETC.com. Travis Medic will hook you up. Great guy, great company. Quality training. It's so freaking important. So important. Yeah.
Travis has good skills. He came to my place of work and trained us in CPR, AED, as well as both of those for infants and toddlers when I was this whole thing. And then he added in a bunch of extra stuff because he felt like, I got to help you guys out, like teach you some stuff. So Travis is a great guy. Absolutely love him. Strategic, ETC, all one word, .com.
That's right. And you can find him on Facebook as well. Strategic ETC on Facebook. The ETC, it stands for Emergency Training and Consulting. Any of those things. He's your guy. Great dude.
He can bring your workplace into compliance or teach you skills personally.
Whatever you need.
Call him now.
Tailor-made to you. The Wilderness Survival course that I took from Travis was incredible. Learned a whole lot. Yeah, great stuff.
Things like that.
Militant Farmer in the house. Lori Q, how are you? I teach y'all, you teach me back. Amen, brother. Amen. So what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Jay Creature in the house. He identifies as a T-Rex this evening.
Oh, good.
Hey, live your life, bro. Live your life. Moldy Soldier in the house. Mo Prepper, what's happening? Terry Johnson, how are you? Prepping Mantis, what's happening? My friend Prepping by Faith, how are you? Anne Marie, how are you? See, Anne Marie's a nurse. She's good to go. Good to go. Livingston Man just sounded like the Sham Wow dude.
I am the Sham Wow dude.
You will say wow every time.
Now, folks are here. Is it all worth it? And it's not just a blanket statement. We're not looking to philosophize on life in general. It's just all this prepping stuff we've been doing, right?
Yeah, man.
Stacking up the gear, the food, the water, the ammo cans, the whatever it is, and you're packing all this stuff, and maybe you have been for like a long time.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of stuff, and you're like deep in it, bro.
Yeah.
And you're looking back now, and you're saying, was it all worth it? And I need to hear from y'all before I go off on some things. So was it worth it? Is it worth it?
Let me know.
If you're new to this, the conversation we're about to have is going to, I think, matter to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
What we hope is that we'll all kind of get a better understanding with this conversation.
Yeah, it's
What do you think? Let's start it off.
So, I think starting off kind of blind and not really doing the research and just saying, oh, I need to get stuff, and just, kind of diving in and grabbing whatever the first thing you saw, right? Oh yeah, I gotta have it. I think that actually set me back. I think it set me back a ways, because I bought a lot of crap, so to speak, not the highest quality of items, but just items to fill a role in the meantime. And I wish I had researched a little bit more when I got started. I had paid more attention to the YouTube channels and stuff.
Well, how long ago are you talking about? Like when you became serious? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Safe act-ish time. So quite a few years ago.
What is that? It was 2012, right?
About that.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Well, the Mayan calendar was coming to an end too, so there was plenty of stuff to prep for back then, guys.
There was a bunch of snow on the ground at that time. I stomped the anarchy symbol like in my front lawn, and like people were. I was pissed. I mean, I'm even like a huge gun owner, but that was the turning point for you. That's when you were kind of like, okay, this can't continue. Like I might have to worry about an alternative future.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can feel you on that. I mean, I remember I love like army gear stuff.
Yeah, man.
G.I. Joe.
The gear. We love the gear. Love the gear.
And I remember if I wish I knew then, like what I know now. I mean, don't we all? And doesn't that kind of encompass everything?
Well,
really?
They say hindsight is 20/20, right?
So what are you guys saying? What are they talking about?
Let's see. Mo Prepper says it's definitely worth it. Eases the mind. Let's see. What else we got here?
Started 2014. Was there a
Hunterin says it's worth it, definitely. It's not a fad, it's a lifestyle. You have to prep even during good times, which may not be seen again for a while.
I thought we were gonna ignore him.
Well, you want to ignore him.
Well, he asked for it.
SRD says rice. Amen, brother. Amen.
That's what got you into prepping was rice. What happened to you?
Well,
I want to hear this story. I want to hear his story.
Anne Marie says you better prep hard now. It's about to go down. I might agree with you, Anne Marie. Dust Country Road says it's worth it. Peace of mind. Yeah, I mean that seems to be the consensus. Is it's peace of mind. But when you first get started, a little overwhelming, right? A little overwhelming. All this shit coming at you. God forbid you said anything around your cell phone. If you said something around this, it's freaking throwing the cheapest, crappiest survival gadgets at you that you've ever seen in your life. And we've all bought them.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The gimmicky stuff. What did I say earlier, Livingston, man? I think it was the more jobs a specific tool can do, the less of those jobs that they're going to do well. So if it encompasses everything, if it's the all-in-one, fix all for everything, it's probably going to do each one of those jobs, maybe just barely, but not very well. It's like using a hammer where you need a wrench, and it just doesn't always work out good,
We were talking about different ways of, what is worth it to you and what isn't. If you're a type who, I guess there's two kinds of people, just for the sake of this conversation, where we're going to say they're going to bug in and bug out.
Okay, all right.
Bug out folks will have a completely different view of what you should even have, I think, versus bug in folks. Where a bug out person might have a multi-tool.
Yep.
A bug in person can has
a whole toolbox.
Sure,
Yeah,
maybe
of
even a
course.
shop. You know what I mean? So this prepping thing, we say this all the time, is very personal, and just because what works for me ain't gonna work for you, and all the way down.
Amen. Very, very personal thing. Oh, Militant Farmer says he'd like to hear the argument against prepping. Why do people think it isn't worth it?
You've been spending thousands of dollars for 20 years and nothing's happened. And now look at you, you're giving stuff away at Mike's yard sale on October 15th and 16th at the Hornet's Nest. Look at you. Maybe it's time to settle down and calm down, maybe grow up. Maybe you heard this argument before.
Yeah. Always playing the devil's advocate, the Livingston man.
Well, he is.
But you do raise a point that, society has not yet collapsed, right? I mean, you're still going to work. You're still paying taxes. So if you're still paying taxes and you're still going to work.
It gets on my nerves. I'm like, this is costing me thousands of dollars. Like, no, I feel you though.
Yeah, so it hasn't crumbled yet. So they do kind of have a leg to stand on. Not that we haven't had our hiccups along the way, right, guys? I mean, the pandemic and everything that's going on right now over in Europe is a little nerve-wracking.
It boils down to peace of mind again, I think.
Yeah. I mean, so when is it not worth it? It's not worth it if you're going to buy a whole bunch of freaking canned goods, right? You're going to buy all the canned goods, all the spam. Livingston man bought all the spam, all of it. He bought all the cans in the store, every single one.
That's why they had to put them in those anti-theft things.
Yeah,
I was just sweeping them off the shop. I don't pay for
cases. Just fill the cart up with spam cans,
I don't pay
right?
for
No
spam.
cardboard, no room for that, just spam cans.
I don't pay for spam, and you shouldn't either.
So he gets all the spam right off the rip, and he buys every single can in the store. And he goes home and he just stocks all the shelves with all of his spam. And then he's like, I'm good. And he walks away from it for like 5 to 7 years and never looks at it again. You gotta rotate that stuff, man. You gotta.
Then kaboom! I got a bunch of rotten spam.
Yeah.
And you know what else too?
I don't know if it ever really goes bad. It's like those McDonald's chicken nuggets. You guys ever leave one of those things on like the
got
sidewalk?
Some preservatives being involved in that.
They never change. They just stay the same. They don't mold. They don't rot. They don't do anything. They just stay like a hockey puck forever.
Well, it's for the sake of the conversation. I've never even tried spam. I just heard that it was good. I should get some.
Yep.
Boom, apocalypse now. Fast forward 5 years. My spam is like not exactly shelf life happy. And I don't even know what it tastes like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's a
like,
big
can you
thing.
imagine that? So, like, folks.
Your first experience with spam is in the bunker, huh?
I mean, what better place? If you're hungry, it really goes down a lot better. What you got to do is try out and use your stuff, like October 15th and 16th at the Hornet's Nest at Mike's Prepper Campground Yard Sale.
Bring your can of spam.
Bring your stuff. Like, I mean, maybe you have like a case of MREs or one of those buckets of Mountain House or something. And maybe you have it, but you really have never even tried it before. You just have it in your closet.
Bust it out. Boil the water. Let's get it done.
Because you're going to want to know how to like do it, not just in the comfort of your own house, but just in general. But things like MREs and stuff, like there's a way you got to do it. And you're going to find out real quick whether this is something you like actually want to eat or not.
Amen, Ripken. It's not worth it when you buy stuff that you never use. Use on the normal, a little bit of the stuff, think you may need, stop dumping in the junk. You'll never use. Amen. Yeah, man, you don't learn as much as you can. If you're going to dive into a particular item, research the shit out of it. Make sure you're not screwing yourself over and buying a real piece of junk, whether it's a backpack, whether it's freeze-dried food. It doesn't matter what it is. A flashlight, everything. Research it and learn about it before you dive in, because I am guilty of that.
Who's not guilty? But you bought something online and it sucked, or worse, you don't use it, or we've all been there.
Mo Prepper says, tastes like what you eat if you're starving to death. Amen, brother. Amen.
He who shall not be mentioned talked about getting splashed in the mouth with sewage and how Spam isn't, as bad as that. So
That's true. That's true. But a lot of the freeze-dried food companies will offer a sample pack. And if you're going to dive into the freeze-dried food stuff, definitely try that stuff out before you get it, because some of it is absolutely freaking horrible, guys. It's horrible. And again, if you're starving, that's one thing. But if you want to eat a little bit better, you can spend a little bit more and, maybe not get the soy protein stuff, maybe get the stuff that has actual meat in it. Because that's a trick that they pull on a lot of people, is they say it's got so much protein in it, but majority of that comes from soy. So you got to be careful with that. It's it can be kind of nasty.
As opposed to what, like whey protein? Doesn't that come? Well, at least it comes from milk and stuff.
Yeah. But a lot of
Never
soy
occurred
proteins.
to me. Didn't know.
Yeah, man. That's
so. I mean, who you calling anybody out in particular like that? Now you guys got that one that you like. Is it?
Peak Refuel.
That's it.
That's like restaurant quality in a freaking freeze-dried bag. That stuff is incredible. It is expensive. It's expensive. Like $8 a serving.
So like you usually get 2 in a bag.
Yeah.
So $16.
Yeah.
That's up there, but
yeah, but again, restaurant quality food in a freeze-dried bag. It really does taste that good.
I don't want it to sound like because it probably doesn't compare to Mountain House, but nutritionally, how does it compare to Mountain House?
So the Peak Refuel is a little more protein rich with real meats. It's not that soy-based crap. So you get a bit more protein out of them, and they actually rehydrate with less water, believe it or not. Now, they don't have the shelf life of some of these freeze-dried meals that are like 25 years. But the Peak Refuel, I think it's 5 years, 5 to 7, depending upon what it actually is. But I don't know how they do it, but I don't know if they don't dehydrate it like completely or
it's because it has like real meat or something in it. Like,
yeah, interesting. But they're freaking delicious, guys. Absolutely. If you're thinking about trying one out, that's the one to try. Those things are great.
So again, I want to keep this a very fun conversation. So is it all worth it? All right, let's remove like all from the question. Is it worth it? Let's move into particular kinds of gear.
Okay. All right.
Is it worth it? Let's work with let's get food, water, shelter, and medical.
Okay. Biggest not worth it is a life straw.
Don't buy it.
That's my opinion.
Junk or just not could do better.
You can do better.
Okay.
You can do better. For that kind of money, you might as well buy a Sawyer. A Sawyer will do 100,000 gallons of water. Now, hear me out. They are a water filtration device. They are not a purification device. They do not remove viruses, bacteria, protozoa, things like that. So even after you filter that water, if it's questionable, boil the shit out of it. Okay, so that's a common
filter, not a purifier.
Correct.
This would be where he was.
Correct. So then I graduated from that to the Grail, which is a water purification device. It takes out all those things that the Sawyer doesn't. But the drawback is it will filter a lot less water.
Right. So you need like spare filters.
Correct.
It's more money.
Absolutely.
And how many spare filters do you need? Like,
Well, I think you get 65 gallons out of the Grail before you need to replace the filter. It's somewhere around that. I think it's 300 or 350 presses, and it's 24 ounces of press. And you do the math.
I'm not.
Okay. So,
what about price though?
So you're looking at 10 times more than a Life Straw for a Grail.
So why not just buy 10 Life Straws?
Grails
are they like disposable? Is that kind of the gig? Like it's supposed to just like,
Yeah, once it's done, a Life Straw, once it's done for the most part, right? So Life Straw, like, see in the comments, K. Paul says they're about $10 for a Life Straw. Sometimes you can pick up the packs of them. You get like a whole, like 6 of them in a pack for like $45.
Right. I mean, I got the 17-ounce Grail and it was $100.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's 10 times more. for that product, but it's going to do a lot more than
right.
a
So
life straw.
no, it's a Grail. At least you can keep your dignity and drink like a normal human being. And
Not
get
stick
down
your
on
face
all
in the mud
fours and
puddle.
stick your face in a mud puddle. Right.
Exactly. All the filters, says Militant Farmer. Correct. I also have a platypus gravity system. The platypus gravity system, it's a Gravity Works gravity system. And it works about as well, actually not quite as good as the Sawyer Mini now, because the platypus only does down to zero point 0.2 microns, and the other one does 0.1 microns, the Sawyer. So the Sawyer actually filters better. But there's drawbacks to those too. I mean, you could spend the money on the smaller Life Straw, and is it going to work for you? Probably. I would just step right up to a Sawyer. It really is the best bang for your buck. So, I wasted a lot of money on the Life Straws. They're cool.
How many of them you bought? You use them?
Well, yeah.
Like,
Of course you get. Well, no. But of course, I am the. If I get something that's out of the package, I want to use it immediately, right? Immediately. It's interesting. I really like testing my gear out, man. It's my favorite part.
You
of
got
all this.
like Steve Ripken said. It's you got to test your gear.
Absolutely.
You got to bring your stuff out. You got to know what the stuff even does. The last thing you want to do is be the person that shows up at Armageddon, taking things out of the package for the first time.
Jay
reading
Creature.
The instructions.
I'd have to say at least 555 bucks.
Easy. I think you could do two. You can easy get two.
Yeah, man. You might be able to get 1,100 rounds in there.
Let's go. Let's keep going with things that ain't worth it. Cheap shoes.
Okay. All right.
Any kind.
All right.
Any kind. I'm not saying you
got
to buy the 10,000. I'm not talking about Air Jordans or whatever. But
Right.
cheap shoes. I wear Belleville boots.
Okay. Military issue.
Yeah, off the shelf, you could call them expensive. I think I'm up. I think now, like my size, they're maybe $185 for like the summer boots.
Right.
I've been wearing the ones on my feet for 2 years. No BS. I don't know how I could prove it to you, but every day. Just today, I noticed that the soles cracked, and I need to replace them. But
time for
700 and over 700 days.
Time for some new boots. So
4 seasons.
I actually did some videos.
Don't go to Walmart and buy the cool looking tactical boots. That's like the last thing you want to do. Like,
Yeah, I made some videos about a year ago about the Murel boots and how they failed me, and I bought these the really nice Solemn. What are they? Solemn?
yeah, because there's a waterproof, and then there's waterproof. Like, that's
so I bought
things.
I bought the big expensive boots, and I got about a year out of them, guys. They are no longer waterproof. They're still holding together, but just barely. About a year out of a good pair of boots. I mean, I wear a shit out of a pair of boots, so.
I'll chime in another. I'll give it another one. Something that's not worth it. Again, this for footwear, and I would say for like gloves and stuff too, because you'll find this product involved with those. Gore-Tex.
Okay.
Gore-Tex shoes, you're basically wearing a plastic bag on your foot.
Yeah.
So though you may be dry, you're not. Like, exterior water may not be getting in, but your sweat is not getting out. They say it breathes. It doesn't. You have plastic bags on your feet. And this also happens with gloves. And your hands get all sweaty inside them. And you lose all your insulation. Anything your insulation was bringing to the table because you're wet.
Yeah.
When you're supposed to be dry. In fact, what the paradox of Gore-Tex is it works the best in the desert. Because its pores swell and then it can actually breathe, but you have no need for
it. Man, Mo Prepper says good boots are always good and no cheap socks.
Oh yeah, socks will
Merino wool for the win.
Bad socks will take a pair of the best boots and turn them into the worst.
Yep.
What exactly are who prepping for? What are you doing here?
Alt delete. Well. Hey man, take a look at the news. Take a look at the news. When Bo Jiden comes out and says, we have never been closer to nuclear Armageddon, maybe you should take it seriously. Just saying. He's not the brightest bulb in the box, and he already knows, so.
We believe the mainstream media, okay, buddy?
Not worth it cheap. Complete survival bug out kits.
Never buy those, yes.
Yep.
Never, thank you, Prep and Mantis. Don't buy those. I've heard multiple of them. Whoever your survival and prepping hero is, whether it's Mike or Les Stroud or Bear Grylls or those people from Alone or Ozzy from Survivor, I don't care. They will all tell you, build your own survival kit from hand-selected items. Those all-in-one kits, oh, look, here's 10,000 survival items. Every one of them's going to suck. They give you 9,000 Band-Aids and like...
Oh, yeah.
And then like a cheap pocket.
A 3x3 gauze pad.
Yeah.
You got this, buddy.
Please, for the love of God, don't buy this. And if you did, it's okay. Don't buy any more. They're junk and you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
EMP shielding is fake. Don't buy, especially from Amazon. Don't buy those. Come on, really? You think that thing from Amazon is going to stop?
So the thing about those is they're like, yeah, we'll warranty it forever, right? So if we get EMP'd, go ahead and try and turn that.
Yeah, this thing didn't work, man.
Good luck. Good luck. I bet you that their email service will no longer be accepting emails.
It probably won't right after you buy it.
Prepping by Faith. Have a great night, sister. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it. Alt Delete says, do you believe in God? I believe in a higher power. Absolutely.
Even he's got the power to end it all, man.
Yep.
And what of the tribulation we're all supposed to go through? I mean, times are going to be rough no matter if you're science-based or religion-based. The end of the story seems to go to the same place. So...
Yeah. Yeah. And, if you believe in God, God helps those who help themselves. So here you have a whole bunch of people who are trying to help themselves. And if you don't believe in it, then why do you give a shit? Warlock says, I agree. Make your own. Amen. Amen. Travis says the same with medical. Bigger never means better. Amen. It means you're a bigger target. The bigger bag you carry. What
Travis just said here. Now, the other thing that you can do is he's got, a bag that costs $3,000 because Travis is an intensely trained person that knows what to do
a medic.
With every single thing in that bag. You can go ahead and buy a $3,000 first aid medic kit to take care of 20 people. But the problem is that bag is not going to take care of 20 people by itself. It needs someone to take things out of it and apply them.
Correct. So you got to be trained on the stuff that you have, guys. And there's no better way to train with it than to get out there and actually use it, put it into practice. I host these weekend events, and they kind of are what you make of them. I'm not real structured. I'm not real strict about anything. They are what you make of them. And if you want to come out there and really put your gear to the test, do that.
Thank you, Billy. That was my answer too.
Do that. You have to do that.
Who's smoking?
Whatever. Warfighter. Thank you so much, my friend. Really appreciate you, my brother.
That's amazing. I love that.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the donation. That's fantastic, my friend. No.
Thank you for your service.
This is all new to us here.
What? Are we on this damn smoking thing again? Listen, it's going to come a point where I can't go buy them at the store anymore, and I'm going to fiend, and then I'm going to not smoke.
Hang on a second. Before that comment gets up a little bit too far, Alt Delete says, if you believe in God and the end is inevitable, why wouldn't you rather go to heaven than stay here and live a horrible existence? Well, I don't believe my existence is quite so horrible.
I don't think I'm supposed to be allowed to choose when I get to leave.
Amen. Nobody knows the day, hour, or time, right? So,
I mean, the
clock keeps ticking, man. The clock keeps ticking.
Wherever we go after here is up to
not to me.
It ain't up to me. I hope.
Yeah, it's not up to me. So
I would hope that we don't get into a sort of a theological debate. It's not really what we
Prepping Mantis says, can you scroll back up for
a
sec?
Say?
He said he has an interview tomorrow for an after the apocalypse customer service rep. The pay is great, but I don't see a future. That was a good one, man.
I like it.
That was a good one. That was a good one. So yeah, what was the smoking thing?
Your lungs are damaged. This person's a doctor; they can hear it.
Yeah, well, you can hear it in the laugh because I've been sick for the last 2 weeks.
Right.
And I'm still, I had the Wu flu,
monkeypox, chicken
I had
pox,
the Wu
turkey
flu,
pox,
and then
pox,
right after I got over the
spam
Wu
pox.
flu, it must have been the spam pox that got me. And it got into my lungs, and it's been messing with me ever since. That wicked old common cold. He's pretty badass.
I'm not sure. I mean, I would love to debate this further, but I'm not sure I understand the question. Like, so how do you become fully prepped and prepared if you also smoke? It's easy enough, I guess. You smoke a cigarette while doing the thing, and I don't know. Like I said, we all gonna go somehow, some way, someday.
Yeah. Hey, see us back here tomorrow. Alt delete for we all gonna die Wednesday.
We do that too. Yeah. I'm glad that you stopped by. I haven't noticed you in the comments before, and if you're new here, welcome.
Yeah, don't forget to hit the bell icon, bro. Don't forget the bell icon.
I feel like I gotta say that I will not get into an argument. We have mods that will handle things. So.
Hey, you're free to speak your whatever you want here.
There you go, smoking again.
Yeah,
I thought you were prepping. Is it you prep? Is Hudson Valley prepping and smoking? We should change the fucking name of the thing.
That's it. That's it. Smokers Lounge on Tuesday.
You get more questions about the damn smoking. You'd think it'd be things of other. Like, it's not the drinking. Everybody's cool with the alcohol.
Yeah.
I was holding back to. Oh, I made it. I made it to 8:02. You guys.
The drinking and the smoking. Fantastic.
I ain't smoked a cigarette yet. The Livingston man is on the straight and narrow, and this person wants to show up here. Leading me down the path to sin. You did your job, Satan. Thanks for coming by.
Can I run long distance?
Long distance? No. What if I need to fight?
Runner.
Listen, if I have to run from you, there's a strong chance I'm just going to turn around and die fighting.
So I did try Chantix. Right, I tried Chantix to quit smoking. I figured maybe, if they made a magic pill that would just make you stop having cravings and throw them away, no big deal. What I found out is that Chantix is fucking hate pills. They are hate pills. First couple days are fine, right? And then all of a sudden, you start fucking hating. Just hating.
That's that pharmaceutical.
Yeah, just fucking hating. It was bad. You'd have less hate if you just quit cold turkey. So, when the time comes, Texas Surplus Pro, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. What the best way to store tobacco and what products for consumption and barter? Militant Farmer says Mike is not nice on Chantix. It's very true. It's very true. There was a whole different person. Yeah.
What I heard, now, I didn't witness this myself, but I was told it by multiple people who know Mike well also. And I was in a state of I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what? He did that? I mean, it was true. Like prepping, some of those things work for some people.
It's personal.
And so there are times that's not the solution for you. I have, know what's harder to kick than heroin? Almost nothing. You just got to chill for 3 days and live with it.
So Texas Surplus Pro wants to know the best way to store tobacco and what products for consumption and barter. I think the best way to store tobacco is vacuum sealed in a freezer if you can, as long as you have refrigeration.
I've heard people be on the fence about refrigeration depending on how moist it is when you put it in.
Okay.
It can crystallize when it freezes.
Sure.
And it shreds the tobacco. When it thaws, it's powder.
So that's how I've stored mine, and that's how I have my experience with.
Burn way faster when they're frozen.
But to go along with the just straight tobacco, I'm sure you'd want some sort of rolling papers or the tubes that they sell now.
I hear the Bible works good for that.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough.
You know who I am. I've been good so far. Now, products for consumption and barter. Now, traditionally, in times of strife, war especially, chocolate, tobacco,
coffee,
food, coffee, any sort of, but these are all
the vices, alcohol, right?
Sure, and if you want to look for
drugs, I mean, the vices, right?
A contemporary situation, be like, what do they trade each other on? What's worth currency like in prison?
Yeah, tobacco,
and of course drugs, like vice, like you said.
Yeah,
but also
all the vices, or
certain things that you might consider to be just luxuries, like I got I got donuts.
Yeah.
Can you believe this? But again, it's always something not essential that is currency, which is actually rather fascinating.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could make anything a currency at that point, right? 22 rounds could be
Pieces
currency.
of
Yeah, as long as they, as long as they got that green government.
Yeah, I was doing so well. Now I'm relapsing live on the internet. I'd quit for a whole 20 minutes.
See, Mo Prepper says tinctures will be great for barter. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anything holistic, medicinal, anything that's going to take away pain, infection, anything like that. Big time. What's happening, Roman Prepper? Welcome. Mad Shad is in the house as well.
I feel like those sort of people would be like a different class. Like I put into like a doctor / like healer, whatever you want to call it. A shaman, even.
So Ripkin says they sell humidifier packs you should throw in when you seal to keep the tobacco longer. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. Texas Surplus Pro says Yugoslavia, cigarettes became money. Yeah.
So I'm just setting it on fire either way here, I guess.
Yeah, so Texas Surplus Pro, if you're going to get a carton, I would just vacuum seal as much air out of it as you can. I mean, the packs are kind of sealed up, but the more air you can keep out, the fresher they'll stay, I guess. Because stale cigarettes, they kind of suck, but it's still a cigarette when times suck, so.
Oh man, they
spam
should do
tobacco.
That. I was looking at I was staring at that comment
yeah.
like I was figuring out how to do it. Like I'm like, that doesn't sound half.
So Prepping Mantis says post-apocalyptic currency, alcohol, tobacco, sugar, honey, and hot sauce. Woo! If you got that sriracha, hit me up.
Oh man, if you got jalapeno cheese from the MREs, man, I'll provide sexual favors for that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, so these are things that apparently are worth it.
Absolutely.
So let's go back. What ain't worth it? Let's go around it, disregard it.
Okay, so
you're not ready for
what
that.
ain't worth it is a cheap pack. A cheap backpack is not worth it. All right. You can spend $40 on a backpack and it might hold your crap for a while, but they're really not worth it. They're really not worth it. Make the step and get yourself something that's fitted for you. And that fits right, and learn how to pack it, guys. That's a big thing too.
And say it.
What? Buy once, cry once.
Be able to carry it.
Yeah. You got to be able to carry it. Practice with it.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon, who no one has a problem with. Just this.
PBR.
This problem.
PBR.
This no good.
Yeah. PBR.
Not for kids. Totally for kids.
But
it's
I don't
practically tolerated in today's society.
I don't think that cheap packs are worth the money. That's
no,
my
they never
personal
are.
opinion.
I mean, because especially if you're in an emergency, everything's a piece of crap.
I love a bag.
I love me a backpack.
Just like anybody else, right?
It's got the mollies on it.
But man, they can literally hurt you.
Buckles.
Yeah, they can literally hurt you.
Hip belt.
If you pack them too heavy and you don't wear them right, they can really mess you up. Even a good pack.
Sure.
That's not properly fitted.
The original Molly packs were breaking soldiers' lumbar back like crack. It had this thing.
Ooh, Lord.
It had this big pad on the back of it, but it was sat in the wrong place, and if they were to somehow take a shock to the back, it could break your back.
Pete, that's a great one. During his travels, he started collecting the toiletries from all the hotels. Those are fantastic items to be able to barter with.
So it was you the whole time. He's got all the talents.
They are fantastic barter items.
Pete's going to be rolling through the streets just making it rain.
Imagine you haven't seen a bar of soap in 2 weeks.
Dude, he's I got you.
And Roaming Prepper walks up and he's like, hey, you look like you could use some soap,
He's
partner.
like the Jesus of sanitation.
And in that moment, you are Roaming Prepper's bitch because you need that soap now. You know you need that soap.
Yeah, the first hit's free, but the next one.
That's right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
When you come back for the conditioner, you want to have to pay.
I'll see you tomorrow.
That's right. I see you, Roaming Prepper. I see you.
It's fun. We have a tobacco professional in here. K-Paul, thanks for the heads up. We got a professional.
See, fantastic. It's been done. It's been done. That's what the community. I don't have all the answers, guys. I don't.
Now I'm starting to learn where exactly I'm going to get cigarettes when this goes down. So good enough.
Patrick says chew would be great. Barter and won't give away your location. I've actually been picking up those little packets of, they call them On. They're non-tobacco nicotine. Yeah, like a little snuff pack that the snoozes.
Yeah. It tastes good, huh?
Well, no, just a little flavor to it. Yeah, it's like powdered nicotine.
It sounds
worse
worse than cigarettes.
They work. It'll curve your appetite a little bit.
I got 2 mouths now, but that's cool.
If it ain't one thing, it's another, right? So not worth it. What's really not worth it?
1,000 pocket knives. I know too many of you. Figure out which one you figure out which knives you like, and for the love of God, with the pocket knives. Come on. Back to like, if you don't even use this thing, I mean, like, I got a drawer full of 75 knives. Why, dude?
Well, so to build off the pocket knife thing, make sure they're fucking sharp. Make sure they're sharp. Dull knife does.
Don't buy knives from gas stations.
You're probably going to hurt yourself with it.
If you have ever bought a knife from a gas station, raise your hand. Looks really cool, bro. Yeah, it's a piece of crap if I ever did the worst.
Yeah.
A gas station.
Yeah, they're terrible. See, Mad Shad says the ruck is awesome, old school and comfy until the 10-mile mark. Ooh, 10-mile ruck. That's a long one. And guys, you are not going to put, if you don't ruck on a regular, to think that you're going to strap on a big pack and walk off into the sunset with your family and you'll get there, you can double time it.
He did there's a whole video.
Not a fucking chance. Not a chance. You're more likely to have a fucking heart attack, tear a tendon, roll an ankle, break your leg. Practice, guys. Practice. Militant Farmer said to me, everybody can carry their heavy ass bag from the parking lot to the campsite. And it's true. Once you've walked a mile or two with it, you're going to get a little more accustomed to it. That's real. So yeah, definitely do it. Mo Prepper says cheap flashlights.
Junk.
Yeah.
That person who, I don't know how to pronounce whatever he just said here. Oh, Pennsylvania EMT Firefighter 9, I'm guessing. Tell me how I did. That's the spirit right there. A good fixed blade, a good folder, and a good multi-tool. You use the fixed blade when you need to do heavy work or perhaps defend yourself. The folder is your go-to, use that for everything else, and the multi-tool fills in the gaps. $20 hookers aren't worth it either, I know. Every fucking time. Damn it, it's my mom again.
Texas is looking into milsim events that involve moving with kit, rucking, camping, sleep deprivation. Move, communicate element seems advantageous to brush up on. Amen, brother. Amen. They are, those guys take that stuff really, really seriously.
You want to get philosophical about, I feel like milsim airsoft paintball. There is an inherent flaw in the training because the risk of injury or death is slim or non-existent.
Right. Okay.
So obviously disciplined people will accept the training and do it right, like a martial arts kind of thing. Like they're there to learn and accept what they're learning.
Yeah, and then you got the normies that got a kit and they're
But one of those normies with a kit one time can do some dumb ass shit that was completely unpredictable, like jump around the corner, get wrecked, but he killed 3 of your squad doing it. These are the people that will become dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you can watch professionals and they're predictable, know what they'll do. Amateurs are fucking dangerous because you don't even know
you don't have
what's going to happen.
No, little Johnny coming up.
So in the event of worth it, not worth it, I'm going to put milsim and airsoft and that kind of training. You have got to be willing to apply what you're learning outside of it. If you're going there to play a game like it's Call of Duty or something, it's not fair to the people trying to learn. And you should stick with people who want to do what you're doing and be fun with it. I guess is what I think I'm trying to say. If you guys know what I'm saying, let me know in the comments because I rarely do.
Tigress says in his 20s or 30s he could do it, but being 63, forget about it. Amen. The more I carry that bag, the more I hope I get to bug in.
That's what I meant before when I said, listen, I am not running from you. I am going to turn and fight and maybe die, but fine. I ain't running. I'm too old for that shit. Yeah, I'll be out of breath.
Yep. Rip Curl says, cheap belts are no good. Amen. I believe in that. Roaming Prepper says, the footwear. Amen. We touched on that a little bit earlier before you got here.
Fucking discipline.
Hey!
I have one of these. Let's see it.
Spec Ops.
This thing is basically a seat belt. I mean, I don't know if you can see how thick it is, but
it's
designed,
a solid belt.
You can't crush it down. Like, it's meant to hold a whole bunch of pouches and every other thing on it. I've owned this belt for 12 years. It annoys me that it will not break in. It is still like the day I got it.
Yep, cheap pots and pans. Gotta have good pans, especially if you're sticking stuff in the campfire, man. I've had some of the. Everybody's got the little Stanley Cup set, right? And then you put it on the fire, and the first thing that happens is the plastic ring melts off the top, and then you're like,
you kind of don't want.
Look, I can't take the lid off. There's
stuff
plastic
in your
in
fire.
my...
You know,
oh, yeah, it sucks. It sucks.
That was your fault.
Yep. That's a.
You
tough
saw
one.
that on Amazon when you bought it, and you said, "Fine, plastic definitely goes in the fire." That's on you at that point. Like, is there a fix though? I mean, if you just burn the plastic off.
Oh yeah. A key ring, just a little key ring or something.
Do that first.
Yeah.
Get the cheap plastic one. Remove that. Put a key ring on there.
Yeah, do it before you start. If you haven't used it yet, just clip that little bastard.
Is that what you call it, Jay Creature?
Put
Core belt. It's a Spec Ops. What do they call that thing? I think they call it the belt.
The belt.
It's a fucking seat belt, but like a diesel one.
Chrisman, have a great night, brother. We'll catch you tomorrow, my friend. Tomorrow.
No endorsement deal on that, and they don't know that I like their products. This has nothing to do with anything. But Spec Ops brand is great. Last I knew, because you don't have to buy things from them ever again once you have one. They have an unlimited lifetime warranty on what you bought. Doesn't matter what happened to it. If you can manage to save one piece of it, they just want to know what it took to kill it, and they'll give you a new one. End of story. They're right out of Texas. Everything is made in the USA.
Fantastic.
Completely overbuilt and retarded.
America.
Get your wallet out and get that stuff.
America. Mo Prepper says a bad prep equals just about anything from China. Well, there's some things that do it right.
If we're being honest with ourselves, we
like
know that we all own some stuff from China because it's practically unavoidable.
Everything I'm wearing.
Texas Surplus Pro. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying I used to speak English.
Yeah, they've been around for a while.
It's good stuff. He knows they're from Texas. He loves it. Ladies and gentlemen, what's worth it? What's totally worth it?
Mystery Ranch packs. Worth it.
You make all kinds of different ones?
Oh yeah, everything from like little backpacks, little fanny packs to 100 liter monsters like I bought. That thing's crazy. It's huge.
Could you carry it?
Yeah.
I tried.
And I did.
You did.
And I did. I carried it up the mountain. I did it.
Man.
Yeah, it fucking hurt me, but I did it. My legs were rubber all weekend. It was great.
Flammable clothing, not worth it.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing. Now, generally...
there's a lot of the newer fancy products, man. You get anywhere near a fire, those things will fucking light you up.
Anything made of polyester, nylon. A lot of these high-tech fabrics, if they won't burn out right, they will melt. And being around campfires, not a great combo.
Perceptive Strategic says NVG's worth it. I would agree with that. If you any type of night vision, if you can see in the dark, you have an advantage, hands down. Majority of people do not have it. Ripken, DD tarps are worth it. You are fucking right, my man. Nothing better than a DD tarp. Fanny packs, totally worth it. Depends upon your style. I find that I had one for hunting that had like the muffs in it, so I could keep my hands warm. Put our hand warmer in there, And I carried most of my crap in it, and I found that it really messed with my hips. Weird hanging weight. Don't like it.
I end up using the fanny pack for things like when I can't get at my regular pockets. Like so, I'll put the camera, the cigarettes, the lighter, like the crap
Yep.
I just need to get at real quick in it.
Absolutely.
I do end up hating it though. Balance is weird.
Yeah, it messes with your hips.
Yeah, the
man.
belts are never right.
Coyote
saw
Hill
one.
says tag
Camelbacks.
sales. Tag sales. Find the old hand tools. What a great segue to pump the prepper yard sale this weekend.
October 15th and 16th at
this
the
weekend.
Hornet's Nest.
It's this weekend.
Not again.
This weekend.
What?
This weekend. It's going down.
That guy, he said something. Camelbacks. I think that there's
Okay.
two kinds of people. People who down with the camelback and people that are not. I don't mind one. And
I've had a few leak.
I hate.
So I was
but
always
I hate them. They slosh around. They're weird.
okay.
They often don't work right. You end up with a kink in the hose or something's wrong. Like you're like going blue in the face, sucking on this thing.
Right.
Billy knows what I'm talking about. But I had a couple of them over the course of my little career, and my favorite is either a Grail or an Nalgene or even the old US one quart canteen.
Yeah.
Also, a Camelback is a little hard to fill without like a tap. I mean, you can just dunk it right in a stream or something.
Yeah.
There's no provision to really fill it through a filtration device or anything like that.
Right.
Unless you can hook a live straw to them.
Oh yeah, well, Sawyer's
Right,
can
they
go
make that
in
thing
line.
that clicks
Yeah.
right on. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that's a 50-50.
See, Marine's daughter says the water gets warm. Yeah.
Right.
I've tried them,
In the wintertime, the hose
and you will
freezes.
find them for sale at the Prepper Yard Sale this weekend. Because I tried them, and hydration. I keep one. But,
Worth it or not worth it? You ever anybody knows about the Sportsman's Guide?
oh.
Now, worth it or not worth it?
Okay.
Used,
All right.
Used military equipment.
Okay.
Worth it, not
so
worth it?
yes, used military equipment. Is
I'm talking about
worth it.
socks and boots. And
Well, so here's
Underwear
the
and
thing. I
shit, they're
ordered
like
what
used.
I thought was a whoopee, a multicam whoopee, right? Poncho liner,
they be misleading.
poncho liner, right?
Did they mislead you?
So this thing shows up. It's got a zipper that goes around it, and it zips into like a whoopee sleeping bag. It's
You have my attention.
not the greatest.
Like what?
So I bought what I tried to buy was a U.S. surplus military poncho and then poncho liner. But they're not real
not what you
military issued. No, I got some Brooklyn surplus company.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I
what you're talking
feel like I was
Made in China.
bamboozled and fucking hoodwinked. That's
Yep.
how I feel. I feel like I was bamboozled and hoodwinked.
The Sportsman's Guide is famous for like weasel words like U.S. military style and stuff like this. And watch out for that. That's the stuff that's not worth it. Watch the wording. Make sure if you're into mil surplus stuff, a product will have what's called an NSN number.
Okay, is that what I'm looking for when I buy?
If you want authentic
surplus?
military surplus, if that's what's getting you off,
Yeah.
you want to look to see if it has an NSN number sewn on the inside of it. It'll have that classic green military tag in it as a general rule, and it will be made in the United States for one.
Yep. See, Shad says Whoopies rock. They absolutely do. They're fantastic. But the thing came with a fucking zipper on it.
So
not that it's not kind of cool, but it's not. I was misled.
Right, and that's
I was misled.
That's what's wrong.
I was misled.
You got to be real.
And you got to have a
vigilant.
real little fucking head to wear this poncho. I got this big ass Charlie
man.
Brown head, right? And the fucking poncho, man. I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. But if you got a little head,
I don't have.
it'll be
little
at the
head
Prepper Yard Sale. It could be yours.
The Gore-Tex bivy sack is worth it, even if you don't have the rest of the system.
Absolutely. Military sleep system worth every freaking penny. Every penny. There's a lot of good military gear that's worth it. Their rucksack,
Right, lots
worth
of
it.
research and development and stuff goes in millions of dollars.
The medium rucksack, worth it. The assault packs, worth it. I mean, they're built to take an absolute freaking beating.
The ECWAC system, worth it.
Worth it.
If you get, as long,
Absolutely.
I mean, whatever color you get it in. Although I would, you know, what's not worth it? The Army Digital Camouflage ACU camo, not worth it.
Yeah, not worth it.
They can't see me in night vision, yeah, but literally everyone else can. So don't step outside in the daytime wearing it. But yeah, there are so many military surplus things, and I think a lot of people start with prepping as we know it there.
Yeah.
It's the go-to. It's cheap. It's common. Or a lot of folks used it when they themselves served.
Oh, yeah.
So they know how to do it.
Yep. There's definitely different levels for different weather conditions.
Right.
And if you don't do it properly, you're either going to sweat to death or you're going to freeze your ass off. So
did 2 videos about the ECWAX system.
Yeah, they're in there. They're in there.
The winter edition, being with the cold weather coming, you might want to check it out. I kind of go into some detail about how it works.
So Texas Surplus Pro says you can dye the ACU green if you have the space and are pressed for cash. So I tried that with some of the backpacks because I had a bunch of ACU backpacks. So I figured maybe I'd take like the sustainment pack and a couple of the smaller things and just give it a try. So I take those, what are they, 1,000 denier Kadura bags, and I mix up the green, the army green rid dye in the bath, and I got a whole tote, right? And I'm gonna soak these some bitches in there and dye them, and I throw them in and I leave them and I take them out. Eventually, I take them out after the allotted time and I pull them out, and I'm like, they're still fucking ACU. It just wouldn't go away. The dye didn't really take. All of the trim was remarkably green.
No, it's that silicone impregnated nylon.
Oh
they make the
man, it did not take at all. The inside of it was remarkably green. That lining that's in there, that was pretty green. I could have tried to turn them inside out, but it didn't really work.
Hated
it. Yeah, waste, not worth it. Not worth it. That was not worth it. But I do believe the
clothing
the
and stuff
fabric,
like that would work. Yeah. But something like pack cloth, that's not going to.
No, the packs didn't take it. But I would definitely be willing to try that on some ACU pants or something.
I saw them testing before they decided to go with the multicam nonsense. Was they had the ACU color, but it had splashes of brown in it. I think they called it ACU Delta or something.
Okay.
But it had splashes of dirt brown on it, and that pattern helped, I think, break up the silhouette at least much better.
Yeah.
Instead of that awful
the marine
gray color.
Merpat is basically similar, but it works much better.
They're the same actual pattern with different colors.
Yeah. They just really fucked up the colors on that one.
They were trying too hard to hide from imaging systems instead of the actual human eye.
Yeah.
So they're like, wow, they can't see us in a helicopter. Yeah, but everybody on the ground can, dude. You standing out here.
So definitely multicam. Multicam works great. The Lord's camouflage, as the Livingston man refers.
But just because that works for me, that may not work for you.
Yeah. And
the folks out west.
So the nice thing about multicam is that there are many different variations of that same camo pattern. Mil spec is 0.0% gray man. Amen, J Creature. Amen. Yeah, the limited issue version that has the brown and the universal camo pattern were issued to a couple units. They abandoned the program. Bummer.
Since we're outside continental United States.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yep. But the multicam Arid is less greens, more browns.
Yeah, that one's funny looking. It's got
but for somebody who lives in Pete down in Texas, that might work a lot better than just a standard multicam. Up here, it works great. There's lots of greens, lots of browns. It's a great color. In the wintertime, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You need a white bed sheet, right?
That's all you need.
White bed sheet.
Yeah, my understanding was that in arid conditions, like what you were saying, is that the Marines desert uniform is hands down the best one.
Oh, yeah.
The Army basically was jealous of it.
Oh, yeah. They got the good ones. Let's see. Marine's daughter says military camo used to be good. Amen. The old, what's the old camouflage pattern that they used?
What, the original Woodland?
Yeah, Woodland.
M1981 Woodland.
There it is, the M1981. That stuff.
That was related to
iconic.
That was an even that evolved from an even earlier version they came out with during Vietnam called the ERDL pattern, which don't ask me what it stands for, but it's something. But it was basically the woodland camouflage pattern. We all know the old one from the 80s, but shrunk. The pattern itself was smaller, and the colors were a little bit paler and different for jungle use. The 81 pattern, they simply magnified it and darkened the colors. Huh. Yeah, this guy, me and this Texas Surplus Pro guy, we could talk.
Yep, M81 Woodland. There it is. Jay Creature says he's dressing as a trash panda. I'm kind of, in an urban environment, I would totally do the Philly Gilly.
I'm cutting the sleeves off my shirt. I'm piercing my nose. I'm dyeing my hair blue. I'm tucking it in.
Everybody's going to leave you alone.
Nobody's going to mess with me. Oh my God, look at that weird liberal.
Anne Marie says the best generator to buy. Now, are you talking gas, propane, natural gas? Are we talking solar generator? Questions. I love my woodland in winter.
I've only smoked 2 cigarettes on this live stream, and
some random dude. What's happening?
We could talk about camouflage until noon tomorrow. So
I got some really nice snow camouflage.
Like you said, a white sheet. You know what you do is you have your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever you want to do. You get a big old king size white sheet, and you cut it up into like a poncho shape. Even put a hood on it. Get yourself a little belt to tuck in, cinch up the waist. All you need for the snow. Never mind all that high-priced nonsense with shadows and this and that.
Hey.
Stop with that.
We're going to have to test this out this winter, Livingston.
Sheet.
We're going to see. Because I got some pretty awesome snow camouflage.
I got a white sheet. Let's put them up.
Yeah.
Let's put them up.
We have to do it. Once the snow flies, it's on like Donkey Kong. We're going to have a competition.
See, what I think happens with patterns like that is they're often like mossy oak brushland, mossy oaky moss. You're like, what the hell? And it's like if you're not in that specific fucking biome, like you're like, there he is, he's right there. Look at this dumbass. And then you step 5 feet to the left, like, where'd he go?
Wolfang, welcome. Yeah, I love my snow camo.
Snow camo in general is the coolest camo, let's be honest. I mean, you put that shit on in summer and you're like, yo, I'm dope. Right?
I even feel cold.
Well, the urban camo, it's the woodland camo, but it's white. That stuff's dope in the winter, man. But if you're in the middle of a field, you're going to be like, there he is. He's right there.
Yeah. Well, everything has kind of its place in nature.
A white sheet.
The white sheet.
See what I mean? At least I died. They never saw me coming, Jay Creature. They never saw me coming.
Drunken snowmobiler. Hey,
if I gotta get clapped, I gotta go that way.
In the county that we're in,
that could happen.
That totally could happen.
I might hit my own self drunk on a snowmobile.
Yeah, true story. Yeah, man, I love my snow camo. They're just little overs that you throw, little Velcro closures. I mean, it's quick, it's easy, it's fantastic.
Super quiet. A deer can't hear you
exactly.
Up on
Exactly.
Oh yes, the old white guy. I didn't really think of that, but walking around wearing a white sheet with a hood on it is
not good. Not cool.
I didn't think of the optics.
No.
Trying not to be seen.
No, you want to look more like a ninja. White ninja.
Please don't go to Walmart dressed like that.
No. Bad time. Yeah, we got lots of folks from Ohio up in here. Lots of folks.
Why? Do you know I personally disagree with Ohio? It was a bad idea. Should have never been done.
What, Ohio?
Yeah. Society has moved past the need for it. I'm sorry.
For Ohio?
Yeah, I mean, let's just incorporate it into whatever's around it. Because, I mean, I drove through it once. I was unimpressed. I was like, why? What are we even doing here?
See, you just got to have somebody from Ohio show you around Ohio.
I guess you're right.
They're the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, bro.
They're all from Cincinnati. Does anyone even know anyone from other than Cincinnati, Ohio? What is the capital of Ohio? It ain't Cincinnati. I know that. Is it Dayton?
Ooh, could be Dayton.
Anybody? They're like, we don't even know. I knew you were bots. You're not from Ohio. You're from Russia.
The bots are back.
They don't know what the price of gas in Ohio. You know the biggest lie? They told us Australia didn't exist, but actually it's Ohio.
No, Ohio's real. Ohio's.
No, Ohio is what they told us Australia was. You go there like, good night, mate. You're like, wow.
Cleveland.
You know, it's funny because I know a buddy of mine, his name is Lehman, and he lives in Ohio, so that makes...
Oh, Wolfgang lived in Guam, the Philippines, and Spain.
Yeah, but see how nobody knows what the... Columbus, is that it?
Yeah.
No, that's the best type of generator.
No, Columbus, Ohio.
So is it Cleveland, Cincinnati, or Dayton? Like, what is Ohio? Like, why?
Wolfgang's in
No,
Cincinnati.
better question. Why? Why Ohio?
Mad Chad is a Clevelander. Noodlehead,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Cleveland.
Is Ohio worth it? Is it worth it?
Look at all these great people from Ohio.
Or is it worth it?
Ohio man is real, says Mad Chad. Fantastic.
I mean, I'm not a blind hater. I also disagree like completely with Nebraska. Like
Nebraska, it's just corn, right? From one side.
I don't think anybody lives there. It's just a big field, I guess, right?
Wolfgang, thank you so much for your service. We appreciate it.
All right, I don't even know because I don't know if they are repping Columbus, Ohio. Like, yo, I'm from Columbus.
Yeah, man.
Or is that the capital?
Wolfgang got kicked out of California.
Good.
That's the type of dude
I want to hang out with. Damn, you see the view count drop
man.
when I started hating on Ohio? Y'all are fucking powerful.
Ohio
is not
be like,
worth it.
at least we ain't Delaware. Amen.
There you go. See, that's another one that is completely unnecessary. Like, Rhode Island should declare war on Delaware.
Ohio rocks. There's lots of rocks here. Well, guys, I really want to thank y'all for being here and discussing why it's worth it. I personally feel that it's worth it.
The movement as a whole.
It's my security blanket. It's a labor of love for me. I think it's all worth it, man. I really do. And I hope you do too. And I hope you guys keep pushing, keep prepping, rotate your stocks. Go through that stuff that you've got stashed in the cabinets.
Serve it for dinner one night. It's prep night.
Do it up, guys. And Prepper Yard Sale this weekend, man. I hope to see you guys there.
October 15th and 16th at
Yes,
the Hornets Nest.
There's a link to the Facebook group down below this video. You click on that link, it'll bring you to the Facebook group. It's pinned right at the top of the Facebook page. We appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have a great night. And we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe something a little different for We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
We all gonna die Wednesday.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for stopping by.
Have a great night. Hudson Valley Prepping Survival. We're out of here.